Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Rachel Ray here, and today I'm going to share with you some of my updates for cross stitching, which is why it's called Flosstube. So if you're not interested in things that are made with floss or yarn, this might not be the video for you. Also, if you are under the age of 13, I'm going to have to say goodbye. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome as well. And if you are just coming back as a subscriber, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Today is exciting because it's the first Flosstube video of the year, of the new year, and I have lots of things to show you and share with you today. So, I don't even know where to begin. Why don't we begin with things that actually came in the mail? So, in the past 2 weeks, because I do Flosstube every other week, every 2 weeks. A few things come in the mail, and I'm still waiting on a lot because Irish Post is really behind after Christmas. So, first thing, I got glow-in-the-dark thread. So this is a spool of glow-in-the-dark thread. It came from AliExpress, and I think it cost me like $2, $3, something like that. And I'm really excited to use this. I'm going to use this in the Letters to Hogwarts stitch along, stitch your own adventure. And I just I saw someone in the Facebook group that's attached to the whole thing where we share project progress pictures and things like that. They shared that they use glow in the dark thread, and I immediately went online and found some. So there's that. The thing about Letters to Hogwarts, it was a whip. It was something that I was working on, a work in progress, but unfortunately I really did not like stitching on 18 count fabric, and so I scrapped it and I purchased new fabric for it. But that is also hand-dyed fabric, and it will take probably until the end of January to get. So luckily for me, I'm pretty sure that, am I just imagining it? I think it's every 2 months that a new chapter comes out for the stitch along. So I'm okay. I should be fine. It's grand. It'll be okay. We work at these things at our own pace anyways. But it was pretty sad because it was a huge piece of fabric on account that I found that I just don't like. So what I'm doing is I'm actually breaking up that fabric into different projects, and I'll show you what I did with one of them in just a few minutes when I do my finishes, because I have 2 of them. But anyway, okay, that was the first thing that came in the mail, the glow-in-the-dark thread. And then I got a package, and this comes from a seller on Etsy. I'm gonna link everything down in the description of this video, so don't worry about it. And I thought it would be fun to open this on camera with you. Last week, or was it the week before? Anyway, in a previous video, Linda's 144 Hobbies actually sent me the Mirabilia Miss Cherry Blossom with the bead pack, the embellishment pack. It's amazing. And I was like, I need to find fabric that'll work for this because I want to work on it this year. So I went online. And I saw this fabric. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna look at it first. Look at that colorway. Okay, so this is from Heart Stitch Designs. Miss Antonetta Capasso. Look at it. It's all packaged so pretty. Got a ribbon around it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. We'll open it together. But she's got this pretty little tag on it and everything. It was a little bit pricey, and it is linen, which I have just recently found out that I don't like stitching on. But I believe I got, here it is. It's called Enchanted Dawn, a 50 by 70 piece of linen 12. There isn't a 12 count. It must be 24 count. It will come off. Come off, please. I don't want to rip it off. There we go. Thank you. So I saw this and I thought, you know what, even if it doesn't work for Miss Cherry Blossom, I'm sure I could find something eventually to put on it. But I'm definitely gonna have to store this away where it won't get, where nothing will happen to it. So, are you ready? I know it's nighttime here. I've had a very busy day today. Wow. Okay, so some of the edges need to be serged still. What? It's so pretty. So yes, I thought that this fabric would work so well. You can see through it so well for Miss Cherry Blossom. Because to be honest with you, and I'm sorry about all the noise, I will go and close the other door now that he has opened it again. I do have a husband who likes to cook things. But anyway, I thought that this colorway would be perfect for her because she's kind of standing sideways. It looks like she's walking away. And like the bottom of her dress here, the middle of her body, and then, you know, the top where the umbrella is. And because there's so many different colors of thread and floss in it, I just thought it would be pretty to have something kind of, I don't know, I don't know, my mind works weird. I thought it was kind of strange the way that they had recommended a solo, like a single color background, because, well, this is probably well before people got mad into doing colorways, but I mean, this is pretty, so I'm so excited. It's so beautiful. I think it'll look great. Thank you so much again, Linda, for getting me the pattern and the embellishment pack. It is just, it's going to be amazing. It's going to look so, so stunning. And yeah, heart stitch designs on Etsy for this. So those are the things that came in the mail, and I'm still waiting on the floss and the floss for the Galaxy Unicorn that I plan on doing this year. And there's a few other little things that are on their way. But I'll tell you all about that when that stuff comes in, because it's not a big deal. The last thing that came in the mail, which, I'll get rid of this now. Last thing that came in the mail, I still have my needle on it, is a pin that I purchased online on teaturtle.com. If you don't know what Teaturtle is, just check it out. If you like cutesy anime type stuff. It's a little unicorn that says, "I will cut you. I will cut you." So I changed this into a needle minder for myself for the Galaxy Unicorn. So excited. So that's that. Okay, let's talk about finishes, and then I'll go into whips, because there's not much of either of those things. The first thing that I finished since my last finish, and I'm halfway done with finishing it, is this little Noelle. This is from 4 Boys and an NL Girl on Etsy, and this was in aid of Muscular Dystrophy Canada. So the price of the pattern went towards that charity, and I stitched it on that 18 count fabric that I got. And it's hard to tell, but it looks kind of like parchment paper. And I messed it up. So there's actually supposed to be another one of these down here. So everything's supposed to be a little bit taller. And I know my camera's not going to focus properly, so I'll just keep it back here. Also, I think that the intention was for you to put an actual needle, but I just backstitched a needle on it and had to find a smaller button. But I think it's really cute, and I'm super proud. I looked up a tutorial and I did my own lacing. Probably not the best, but for a first time, it's not too bad. Just did the lacing method by Varna, maybe? I think I watched hers, but anyway, so it's halfway finished. I want to get like, you know, I want to get the little snowflake to go around the edges, but I enjoyed stitching it. And with this project, I learned that I cannot stitch in the car. So still get car sick when I have to focus on anything in the car. So that's cute. That's gonna definitely go up in my collection for next year for holiday decorations. And I'm sure I'll have to stitch another one for someone else. Maybe next year, but there'll probably be another ornament for next year. This one's just for me. And then my most anticipated finish of 2019 was and is the Nutcracker Parade. I finished. This is from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery.com, and I finished it on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day. It is so pretty. I love the colors and all of the intricate details in it. I highly, highly recommend this pattern. It is complicated. It looks very simple, but actually it was quite complicated to stitch. And for those of you who like to look at backs, I got you. It's not too bad. I learned a lot with this. So this looks a lot better than some of my other works in progress, especially my first one. And the Golden Girls one was hopeless. But anyway, it's finished. And I've ironed it. And now I have to find a way to frame it. I would really like to put that one behind glass, because it would be a seasonal piece. It would be up and down, you know, and taken on and off the wall type thing. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that behind glass. I'd like to keep all of the extra fabric around the edges so that someday maybe I could make it into a pillow or something. I'm just afraid to do that when I don't know whether or not I'm going to have children. You know what I mean? I don't want it to get messed up. Anyway, that is that. So those are my finishes, and I'm so happy about it. I mean, I look at it and I'm like, ah, so cute. Right, let's move on to whips. So the first whip that I started was my Welcome Friends, which is available on 1-2-3 stitch. And I did most of the bottom, and I filled in the A, did most of the bottom here. And I'll go ahead, take it off the Q-snap, because I don't know if I've ever showed this to you before. I think I've shown you a picture of what it looks like when it is fully finished, because that's the picture that's available on 123stitch.com, where I bought it. Here we go. This is the Ada that came with the kit. Oops. And I would recommend maybe trying a different fabric. This one is pretty tough. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. But isn't it gorgeous? Like, look at it sideways. The thistle, it's beautiful. I like the scroll work. I really love it. I'm not in love with the colors. I think if I were to stitch this again, I would probably change the outline into black lettering. But it is really gorgeous. So that's what I'm working on right now. One thing is that I was completely new to cross stitch when I started this. This is my first ever whip. This is very important. These pencil lines, I'm trying to get them out with an artist's eraser, and I've been gently working on them, but I'm worried about it. So if anybody has a recommendation for how to get the grid lines out, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I have them going all the way down the middle. I didn't know. And because it's not a full coverage, it's going to show up. So yeah, but I like it. I like it a lot. I was attempting to learn parking skills while I was working on it, but then I realized this is where I am. I worked, this way. By this point, I had gained so many skills from the Golden Girls pattern that I realized I did it wrong. I should have actually turned it sideways and worked in a column like that. That would have made a lot more sense. But okay, check this out. So this is my back. Show you. This section is my back from the very beginning. And that is my back now. Can you see how much I've changed? I think I've come a long way from when I started. So, but it's fun. I should have serged the edges. I never did that either. And I didn't know about grime guards until the Golden Girls. And even then I didn't really use it. But White Ada is very difficult. So that is my first whip that I'm working on the most. And then I got bored and I wanted to have a new start on the first day of the new year. So I pulled out, I can show you the picture. Oops. This is, get my phone to focus a little bit. This is a Hummingbird Bookmark by artiste Zweigart, and it's like a little mini kit. I bought this. This is the first one that I bought myself. I bought this because it was small and I thought it would be easy, except it's on linen. And when I got the kit, I was actually in an airport when I opened it up, and I was like, oh, I have lots of free time. I had like 4 or 5 hours of free time. And I said, I'll just take it out and try to figure it out. Well, I don't want to show you the whole pattern or anything, but like, it's tiny. It's printed very, very small. And I just had no clue. I had no clue. So the first thing I did, which made sense to me, was to organize the floss, because it came on a floss card. Sorry. It came on a floss card, so I needed to find out what color went to what symbol, so I did that. Excuse my husband's coughing. We're still trying to get over the sickness. So I organized my floss, except, I could put it on bobbins, but it's just tiny. It's really small, and I don't want to go to all that effort. Plus, this is not DMC. So I did all of this on the first, and ta-da, look at it, it's so pretty. This is the little hummingbird at the top, and then the words, should be there. Also, I am such a noob. I actually have a pen mark here for the center. Oh, Lord. So I don't know if this is ever going to be used, or if I'm going to put the words down here so that no one can see the mark. I think I'm actually going to change what the bookmark says, and instead of it saying, it's going to say something else. Because I'm going to get into this in a moment. Oh, and by the way, this actually came from my friend Fiona of Diamond in the Rough. She made it for me. Isn't it pretty? It's a little Japanese fan. Also, this is really awkward. This hoop was sent to me by Mrs. Coffee, Mrs. Crochet and Coffee. I thought it would work but it's kind of hard. I think I have to work in hand with this. Whatever. A whole new world with this pattern, but I love the colors and I think it's super cute. So it's a learning curve, but I'm getting there. That's about 150 stitches on the first day. And I have to say, well done. 2 over 1. Hard. Okay, so I'll be right back and I'll show you the next little bit. Okay, the last little bit, which will be my next work in progress, as soon as this dries, is I am joining in on the Sassy Craft Along. Hashtag Sassy Craft Along. If I'm wrong, I'll fix myself in the bottom. But I am going to be doing this pattern, which I will edit in. This was an Etsy find, and I was looking on there for something. I think I just put in Sassy Cross Stitch because I wanted to do something that was, you know, not like offensive really per se, but definitely sarcastic. Sarcasm is my thing. So, you know, cause, you know, I'm not a mean person, but I definitely, you know, I have feelings. So anyway, so this, you know, it says, chaotic stupid is not an alignment, which is a D&D joke. I had a very short-lived D&D career, but I love it. I love it. Nobody plays it. So I decided to dye my own fabric. So Mrs. Coffee sent me some white Aida that came from Joann's or, you know, whatever store it was. And I decided to tea dye it. So I looked into tea dyeing and how to do it. And I have to say, I'm like on the fence about how I feel about this particular color, but I'm going to go with it and see what happens. Why not? So this is my piece of tea dyed fabric. I think that side is best, but it might be exactly the same. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So how are you looking at it? I think you're gonna see it from this side. So this side where there's like this kind of explosion of light brown, I think I'm gonna put the lion on this side, or the dragon. Is it a lion or a dragon? I think it's a dragon. Yeah, a dragon's on this side and a lion's on the other side. Anyway, chaotic stupid is not an alignment. I'm going to be changing the colors, and I'm going to be using 310 for sure, but I'm going to change and tweak the other colors just so that they come up looking good on here. And I'm going to use the rest of my color, is it Color and Cotton? Or is it, no, Classic Colorworks, sorry. Classic Colorworks and Granny Annie. I love that color. And it's going to be the lion and the dragon in the blue of Granny Annie, Classic Colorworks. And then, yeah, the rest of it is just it's gonna look good, trust me. So I'm super excited about that. It's still a little bit damp, so I have to let it keep drying, but I want to start that tonight. I really do, because the border is going to take the longest. And yeah, so there we go. My first attempt at tea dyeing, what do you think? So that's going to be my Sassy Craft Along project for January. I hope we do it more than once, because that would be really fun. Okay, let's talk about, did I say everything that I wanted to say? I think so. There are several patterns that I've purchased and downloaded and saved, but I don't have the fabric for yet. So in the last 2 weeks, I signed up with craftykitten.co.uk for their Fabric of the Month Club. So they opened it up, and I'm planning on being a part of their Fabric of the Month Club as long as I possibly can. Thanks to my supporters on Patreon, I'm able to do that. I've also signed up for a knit crate, which is like a subscription box where they send you yarn. I think I signed up for the, oh Lord, I think it was the cool toned one, you know, like blues and purples, basically. Because they have like different tones that you can choose, the color palettes that you like, or you can have a rainbow, or you know, whatever you want. But I tend to go more for the purple, blue, black. Yeah. So that's exciting. That's coming in the mail hopefully next week. And what else? There is a pattern that I really want to get started on as soon as possible, and it's called yoga corns. So Heike and I, Heike at Stone Cold Coffee Crafts, and I are going to be doing that one together. She's got a different set of 3, and I have this set of 3, and they are just so adorable. Can you even, I mean, yeah, I can't wait. Oh, I did a little bit of beaded cross stitch. 2 seconds. I think I explained that I have craftitis, so I've been going back and forth on quite a few projects lately, and one of them is my beaded cross stitch because of what I said. I want to finish this in my lifetime. So some people have heaven and earth designs, hehe, which would be about this size or bigger. This is my heaven and earth design, except I want to finish this. Some people get the heaven and earth designs because they just like working on big full coverage projects, and they may or may not finish them. No, I have to finish this. There's just so many small parts. So I think I put in maybe 3 hours on this the other day, and I plan on doing more. It's just that this stand is too unwieldy for me. So I have put it back on the stand. You can see that I have. But the way that I'm working on it is so bizarre. So I am sitting in my recliner with the recliner up and then catching the foot under the recliner and balancing it that way in front of me. Sort of like this, okay? But it does get a little tiring after a while at this height because one of your arms is up high and the other is down low. And then you have to grab the bead. It's not as simple as just putting the thread in, you know, it's that extra step of putting the bead in. So it's tiring is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully I could get a lap stand. And I'm looking into scroll rods as well. So there is a Flosstuber here on YouTube who, her name is Brenda, and she's a lovely, lovely woman. She has what's called an Elon lap stand, which I love. It's so beautiful. And I've contacted the designer, the owner, the creator of this stand. It's been a few days, but it's also the holidays, so, you know. But I would like to purchase one, a wooden scroll frame for my lap. And it's kind of, you know, it's a small business, so I'd love to support the small business instead of just hopping on Amazon or AliExpress or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see if nothing comes of it, then I will have to do what I have to do. But if you have any recommendations, especially for those of you who are in Europe and know of a store in Europe that has lap stands that could accommodate something this big, I would really appreciate any of your knowledge or research, because it's unwieldy, obviously, but I really would like to work on it more. So that's why it's kind of off to the side. And then future plans. Okay, so this is the exciting part. So obviously I have the Stitch Your Own Adventure from Stuart Cunningham at cunningcrafts.blogspot.com, and he's released the first pattern for 2020, and it's so exciting. There will be no spoilers here. until I actually stitch it. Obviously, then, you know, it's already been out and everybody's seen the pictures, so I feel like I'm safe enough, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt just in case. But if you're a true Harry Potter fan, I would definitely recommend it. It is a free pattern and there's a huge community around it, so it is quite fun to do. There are lots and lots of stitch alongs this year, but I'm still waiting. There's the Animal Almanac by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. There's the Grimm's Fairy Tales by Clouds Factory. And there's one that just got announced today, which won't start until February, but it's the, ooh, what is her name? Sorry, there's this French designer. You're probably screaming it at me. And I'll just put up the picture that they announced and put their name somewhere over here. They announced that they were going to do another stitch along, and I saw the results of their last stitch along and it's fabulous. So they're going to be selling the kit soon, and probably by the next time we meet I will have sorry, well, maybe in about 2 weeks time it should release. So I am hoping to purchase the kit. Fingers crossed I can get in on it, because they don't do DMC, they do their own, you know, they give you all the floss, they give you the cloth, I think, or maybe they don't, I don't know. But anyway, it's all blues. It's all blues and it's all me. I really would love to get in on that. I love that designer. I love what she does, and yeah, super excited for that. As for the rest of it, I don't know really what to say. The only things on my mind are things like, how could I make stitching easier and more comfortable? So like I'm thinking about getting a little clamp for the desk that I could stick the Q-snap in so I can stitch away. But really I would like to stitch in a sitting down, relaxing in a chair, instead of having to sit up proper. Even though I know I should be sitting up proper, but I already sit up proper for diamond painting. Cross stitching is kind of like, oh, I just want to burrow into a ball. So yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it for me today. I will show you more in depth next week on what's on my wish list and what I wish I was stitching and everything like that. But at the moment, it's already late enough as it is, and I don't want to make everybody wait for this video. So, with that being said, thank you so much for stopping in and watching this little Flosstube update video, the first of 2020. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one in 2 weeks' time. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.